Hey, you. Yeah, you. See this button right here? Press it. Subscribe to the channel. Shalom.
Miguel Ezra. So, what have you learned so far? What's your nationality according to the Bible? Israelita de tribu Issachar. That's who you are, that's who we be, alright? From the tribe. So what? That's who we from the tribe of Issachar, alright? So-called Mexicans are from the tribe of Issachar. The reason why we at the bottom of society is because we broke God's commandments. Like the Aztecs, right? Who are the tribe of Issachar? They worship the sun god. You familiar with that? They were worshiping the sun god. You seen Apocalypto? Yeah, that's sin. That's idolatry. God says don't do it. So if the reason why, because your ancestors, right? The Aztecs, Mayans, the Incas, right? The Boricos, the Taínos ruled this whole land, right? This Western Hemisphere, they ruled it. But that rulership was taken away by the so-called white man, the Spaniards, right? The Portuguese. Why did God allow that? And how can we change it back to the way it was? And even better. How can we get power back? How can we change our condition from being on the bottom of society to being on the top? Because they call us niggas and spicks. Monkeys and wetbacks. That's what they call us. Right. How can we change that perception? How can we change it? Why did it go? Why did the perception? Why did we lose our authority? Yeah, why did we lose all the respect, all that honor that we had? We did let them do that, but guess what? We broke the commandments of God. We stopped listening to our God, and we started to go into idolatry. Therefore, God sent them against us. That's why. Bird, right? Bird. So bird, right? I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Cecilia. Why did the so-called black and Hispanic man go into slavery? Why were we colonized? Why are we at the bottom of society? And then once we answer that, let's figure out what is the solution to change that. I'm tired of black and Hispanics being on the bottom, bro. I'm tired of going to every city that there's a ghetto and seeing blacks and Hispanics in the ghetto. How do we change that ish? How do we change it? What's the answer, Bird? We need some money. We've been had money. We've been had money.
We could get it right now, we lose it.
Right. When you add up blacks and Hispanics as far as the spending power, bro, we at the top of the totem pole when it comes to spending money. We got money, bro. Unity. I like that. Let's get Zephaniah 2:1. He said it's unity. So I like that. I'll take that approach. Are Negroes unified today? Hell no. You got Bloods and Crips. You got the 90s. You got the 70s. You got the East. You got the West. You get what I'm saying? You got Norteño, Sereno, La M, Mexican Mafia, this cartel, that cartel. We're not unified. We are not unified. So let's get the scripture, the biblical solution. What does God say?
The book of Zephaniah.
Chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. The brother Verb said a solution is unity. Unity. Who is the Hispanics when they rob people? Who they rob? When black people rob, who do they rob? They own people. They own people. Now, if a black man sleeps with another man's wife, typically whose wife is he sleeping with? His brother. His brothers. It's the same thing with the so-called Hispanic. Because you Hispanics are black. You are black. You are Negroes. That's what you are. Nah, bro. Hold on. What you doing? Don't leave. Don't leave before the solution. Read that.
Gather yourselves, Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea.
God says you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans got to gather together. You got to gather yourselves together. Guess what? In the 60s, we gathered together once before, but we didn't apply God's laws. You ever heard of the Brown Berets? The Brown Berets, or the Young Lords, or the AIM, the American Indian Movement. Brown Berets was when the so-called Mexicans stood up and fought.
It was the late 60s. Sanchez started the Brown Berets in a coffee shop in East LA. It would become the foundation for the Chicano movement nationwide. Mexican Americans, they were dying at an astonishing rate in the Vietnam War, while at the same time dealing with police brutality, poor education, no jobs, lack of housing, blatant racism. Sanchez says it was time to fight.
Right? You already had the Black Panthers, you already had the Civil Rights Movement, and then the Brown Berets, the Young Lords, which is the Puerto Ricans that stood up. We got to stand up in the unity of God's laws. Guess what? Who's going to stand up and say, "Thou shalt not kill"? Who's going to stand up and say that? Who's going to stand up and say, "Thou shalt not commit adultery"? Stop sleeping with that man's wife. Women, close your damn legs. If a man don't want to marry you, you shouldn't open your legs to him. Because that's how you get baby mama and baby daddy. Well, who's going to stand up and say these things? Read it again.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
God says, gather yourselves together. You blacks and Hispanics, you got to stand up and you got to unify. You got to gather together. I'm tired of baby mamas and baby daddies. Where are the husbands? Where are the wives? Gather yourselves together. Read.
Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired.
God says we're a nation what?
O nation not desired.
God says the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are a nation that is not desired. That's why they call us spick. That's why they call us beater, monkey, wetback, because they don't desire us. They don't give a damn about us. And it's time for us to gather together in the unity of God's laws. Coming together saying, I'm Issachar, I'm Judah, I'm Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh, I am an Israelite. That's what we got to gather ourselves together in, keeping God's laws. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. I want to get a law for you, sis. Guess what? When you go back to grandma, great-grandma, great-auntie, right? How did they dress? How did they dress? With respect. Now, give me an example of dressing with respect for a sister, for a woman. Yep.
Right. There's no need to show.
Show what?
Body, nowadays,
Yep.
they have these short, they're trying to show, like, what's there to show? That's why guys can't respect you.
Right.
Like, they're so thirsty. No, you thirsty for attention.
Right. So now I want to ask you, Cecilia, how are you dressed right now?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I'm dressed like I'm about to go wash some clothes.
Now hold on. Okay, you are about to go wash some clothes now, right?
Yeah.
But remember, according to your words, you sisters are supposed to dress, right? Properly, like a lady, right? Dress according to like how you want to show some respect, show honor, right? So how are you dressed?
Right now I'm dressed like I'm just a baby mama.
Right, sis. Now, why do you think? Why do you think that? Why do you think that not only other people but yourself? You came with that with your own mind.
Because that's what they'll think. Like, oh, she ain't nobody. Like right now, I'm dressed like this, right?
Right.
They're not gonna think I was for church.
Right. Right. They're not gonna no. They're gonna think about hips, legs, and thighs, and that's it, and that's all.
Dude, it's like, look, you can talk to a guy, not even a week. The first thing he's gonna do is third day.
Yeah. He gonna try to get the goods.
So it's like, once they're like, okay, it ain't like back in the days when they like take you out.
Nah, they don't want to meet mom and dad. They don't want to
I
know.
want to go back to the home.
So guess what, sis? You gotta present different babe. You guess what? If you covered your body up, right? You came outside with a little bit more respect and honor. Guess what? Certain brothers, you gonna weed out half the Negroes with just that alone, because Negroes ain't got their stuff together. And that's some of them, But many of them don't. They don't have their stuff together. Even if you think they got their stuff together, they don't got it together.
No, you're
Because they just try to lay you down. You're going to be able to weed that out. Because there's some people, some men, blacks and Hispanics that make good money, but they ain't about nothing good other than money. That's all they thinking about, money and P-U-S-S.
No, you're right.
You understand? You want to eliminate that. You don't want to attract that type of attention, because all they're going to do is use and
I
abuse you.
need a motivator.
The Bible should be your motivator. The Bible says the Bible should be your motivator.
You really right.
Period. Because guess what? There's a man created. You are created for a man. You are created for a man. But you got to get your mind right so that God can give you to a godly man and stop stop allowing Satan to guide you to wicked niggas. Because that's what it's been. You got children? Just one? Where's his father at? A wicked nigga. A wicked nigga. You got to think about, okay, when you talk to a man, you got to think about, okay, what is he going to instill in my child? What do I like about this man? Do I want my son to grow up to be like him? If you're dealing with real niggas, come on, you don't want your son to be no real nigga. You want your son to be a man, a real godly man, a godly man. And that don't mean skip, hopping, and dancing around the Christian church. That's not what we're talking about here. A brother like how you see up here right now, standing out, going to the neighborhoods, waking up the people, showing the people who they are according to the Bible. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman.
So, Cecilia, God is talking to you. We went into slavery because we didn't keep the commandments. The way we start to reverse these things, these curses, these bad times that we live in, the tribulation that we go through, being oppressed, the way we reverse the oppression is by keeping the commandments. Here's a commandment for you sisters. Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Hey, my brother right here, what type of clothing pertains or belongs to men?
You know what? Some people always be telling me that my church is bad for me, and I said, you know what? I like going to church.
I need you to answer my question before we get into all that.
Sorry.
What? No problem. I understand. What article of clothing belongs to a man that women should not wear? Or what article of clothing that women wear, are supposed to wear, that men should wear?
A tie and a suit, like you said.
So what clothing belongs to men?
I should wear a tie and a suit.
You should wear a tie and a suit, right? So you tell me we should dress in suits all day, every day, even in the summer?
It gets too hot.
Hold on, read that again. Watch this.
Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
What article of clothing belongs to men that women shouldn't wear? What should men wear? What should they be wearing? Everybody should dress in suits all the time?
No.
Right. So give me a more descriptive piece of clothing that men should wear. You got an answer, sis?
I feel like we should wear
Men, as far as clothing wear.
For clothing?
Yeah. What should we be wearing as men that you shouldn't wear? My Muslim brothers and sisters over there. Hey, brother with the black shirt. What is a piece of clothing that belongs to men that women shouldn't wear? What is a article of clothing that men should wear and women should not wear? A what? A dress for a man? Dress will be for who? A dress will be for a woman, right? So if dress is for a woman, what should a man wear?
Male attire.
Which is what?
Gowns.
A gown?
Well, we went those.
Somebody help me out. What you got on? You a man, what you got on?
Pants and shirt?
Pants, right?
Yeah.
So if dresses and skirts are for women, pants and shorts are for men.
I get what you're saying.
So now let's read it again. Read that again. Watch
So-
this.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Pertain means belong. So if pants and shorts belong to men, women shouldn't be wearing pants and shorts. Hey, not only her, what about all them little girls over there wearing shorts and pants?
There's an Asian in it.
I don't give a damn. What did God say again? Read that.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
God says boys and girls should not wear the same thing. Girls shouldn't wear clothes that belong to boys. Women shouldn't wear clothes that belong to men. You women, you got on dresses and skirts. That means men can't wear dresses and skirts. You girls got on pants and shorts. Hell no, because that belongs to the boys. God say stop. That's called cross-dressing. So if we believe in God, if we believed it, we would be following. We would put forth action.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I don't.
All that new song.
Right. Read it right. Read it.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So man shouldn't put on a dress. I'll be looking crazy as hell out here wearing a dress. Come on.
For all that do so
All men and boys that wear dresses and skirts, and all girls and women that wear pants and shorts.
are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
If you cross-dress, God says you're an abomination, a detestable thing. And you don't want to be that, right, sis? Exactly. So how should you dress? First Timothy. How should you dress? Because at the end of the day, we're not out here to expose you. We out here to show you the right way. We telling you, look, sis, you're going down the wrong path. And guess what? Down the end of that path is death and destruction. I don't want that for you, sis. I want life for you. I want salvation for you. All right? So, how should the sisters be dressing? What should you be wearing right now? Even though it's laundry day. Even though it's laundry day. It was laundry day for me too. I understand. I understand you're low on the wardrobe. But let's read that. Because guess what? Read it.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves.
That women put on,
adorn themselves in modest apparel.
modest clothes. God says a woman should dress in modest clothes. No man should see your butt, shape, hips, thighs, and the thing in between. God says no man should see that but your husband. You ain't married to nobody out here. So nobody should be seeing everything you're working with.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.